Welcome to Visual Studio C# final project. In this video, I am going to develop library management system find calculator. To do that, first I go to File, click on New Project, select Visual C# here, Windows Forms Applications here, and give your project name in the name text box. In short form, for the library management system, I give LMS as my project name and click OK. When you create the project, you will come up with this kind of window with the first row, which is already created, and I'm going to resize the window. Next I go to Toolbox, search for label, click on label, and again click on the form. Then I go to the properties and change the text into Library Management System and press enter. Then in the font section, by clicking this small button, you can change the font. If you want to change the font color, you have to change the font color. Next, I am going to take a copy of this, right click on the label and select copy, and right click on the form and select paste. Then I can get same format text. Then again, I go to the text and change it as find calculator. And the font into blue color. Next I am going to get another text using this. Right click on it and copy, right click, paste, and again right click and paste. I select both of label at the same time and going to change the font. As well as the font color, which is faux color. Then change this into days delayed and change this label into find per day. And again I want another label. I right click on this and select copy, right click on the form and select paste. In the properties window, I am going to change the text into total find and press enter. Now I need 3 text boxes. To get a text box, I go to Toolbox and type text. I can select text box from here and click again on the form. I need 3 text boxes, therefore I am going to right click on this text box, copy, right click and paste, right click and paste. Now I am going to select all 3 text boxes at the same time and go to properties and change the font. and I'm resizing the text box sizes and make some alignment changes. Next, what I want is a button. I go to Toolbox, type for button, click on the button and again click on the form. Change the text in the properties into calculate and change the font as well. Now I have created the form to calculate the fine in library management system. Now I have to decide what will be the fine per day. If book is delayed for 1 day to return to the library, fine will be added. Therefore, you have to consider how much that you are going to get for 1 day delay. To do that, you have to click on this and in the properties window, go to text and you have to type fine per day. I assume fine will be 5 rupees. Therefore, I type 5.00 and press enter. Since we are dealing with amounts, since we are dealing with currency, the currency should be aligned to the right side of the text box. Therefore, I am going to click on this and in the properties window, go to text align and by default it is left aligned. You can change that into right. Now you can see the text is right aligned inside the text box. Fine, which is also amount, therefore I should change the text align into right side. When we start to calculate the fine, there is no fine, therefore the default value should be 0. As we are working with currency, you should type 0.00 as the default value, which is no fine. Fine per day is a fixed amount, therefore this should not be able to change. The value should not be able to change. To do that, in the properties window, I can find read only option. By default it is false, which means we can edit. But the fine should not be able to edit, therefore I am going to change that into true. Then you can see the color of that text box is already changed, which means when we are running the project, this text box value cannot be edited. That means it is fixed. Total fine will be calculated according to the days delayed and the fine per day. Therefore, the total fine should also not be able to edit. To do that, again I go to properties window, find for read only property and change that into true. Now the color of that text box is already changed. Now the days delayed, it is not an currency amount, it is not an amount. Therefore, I click on the text box and go to properties. Read only should be false. Do not change this value. In the properties, you can see text align, which is by default left. I am going to change that into center. When we are running our project, what I type inside this text box will be center aligned. If you want, you can make that into right aligned also. Therefore, I am going to change that into right aligned. But I am not going to give a default value for the days delays. Now I am going to write C# coding to calculate total fine in library management system. To do that, I have to identify the names or the variable names of these text boxes. Click on first text box, and in the properties window it says text box 1, the second text box 2, and the next one text box 3. Now I have general idea that I have 3 text boxes, text box 1, 2 and 3. With that in my mind, I go to calculate. Therefore, I have to double click on this button. Then you will be redirected to the code like this. I press Ctrl key in the keyboard and turn mouse wheel up, and the font size will be increased. Then be sure that you are inside private void button one click. You must be in this scope. Next I am going to get the days delayed. To do that, I type int days equal int16 dot parse textbox1 dot text. This is how you are going to take value inside the text box as an integer, which is natural number. Then I have in mind that in the text box 2, the value is fine per day. It is an amount, it is an currency. Therefore, the data type should be double fine equal double dot parse textbox 2 dot text fine. Now I have two variables, day and fine. Since in a library management system, book returning days will be more than 1. Therefore, to give that meaning, I am going to change this variable name as into days. Book can be delayed more than 1 day. Therefore, I am giving the plural word for day, which is days. Then I am going to calculate the fine. To do that, I get a variable double as total equal fine into days. This is how you calculate the fine. Next, I have to set the total value into the text box 3. To do that, I'm going to type text box 3 dot text equal total. But you will see there is an error. If I move my cursor into the error, it says local variable double total. Error is cannot implicitly convert type double into a string, which means you cannot assign a double value directly to a text box. Therefore, I have to convert the data type from double into a string. To do that, I type dot to a string and two brackets. Now the error is gone. Now let's start the project and see if it is working correctly. To do that, I click on Start. Library Management System Find Calculator. We have to enter the days delayed. I assume the book is delayed for 3 days, therefore I type 3 here and click on the Calculate button. Total fine is calculated, which is 3 into 5 is 15. It is correct. But since the total fine is an amount, it should have 2 decimal places like this. To do that, I have to change the format of this value. To do that, I am going to stop the running project by clicking on Stop Debugging button in the top of the screen. To change the text format, I am going to write a format inside toString. 2 double quotations, and in the middle of that I am going to type hashtag .00. This is the format that we have to give to see a value as an amount. Now I go to click Start again. Days delayed, I type 3 and click on Calculate button. 3 into 5 is 15 with 2 decimal places, which can be considered as an amount. Let's say you have delayed 500 days. Then click on Calculate. It says the fine is 2500. If you want to separate this in thousands, I am going to give you another text format. To do that, stop the running project. In toString, in the text format, I am going to type hashtag, comma, and again 3 hashtags, point and 2 decimal places. By giving this text format, let's see what will happen. Again, I am going to start the project and I am going to give 500 as days delayed and click on Calculate button. It says 500 into 5 is 2500. We have 2 decimal places and we have 1000 separated. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want more help, you can comment in the comment section below. Good luck.